recently in the news many times, and there were a lot of protests was going on Agnipath scheme. And I hope that all of you were familiar with Agnipath recruitment scheme. Some of them, they were like motivational kind of images or and news was also going on. At the same time, some political issues, debate, controversy also going on with regard to Agnipath schemes, Agnipath recruitment scheme. Some government notification was also came in the news with regard to Agnipath recruitment scheme. Some little changes also happened to this scheme when it was launched. So this was in the context of launching a new scheme for recruitment of the youth into the armed forces. It was announced by the Defense Minister of India, Rajnath Singh, on Tuesday, the last Tuesday. He has announced the launch of the scheme called as Agnipath scheme, which is for recruitment of youth into the armed forces for a 4-year contract. And the first Agnipath entry rally or recruitment will start from September to October 2022, according to the latest government notifications. So we learned about what is exactly about Agnipath recruitment schemes, what are the provisions of the Agnipath scheme, etc. We'll study, because in prelims, the schemes which came in the news can be a questions. Under the scheme, 45,000 to 50,000 soldiers will be recruited annually. Annually, the recruitment will be happening and will be recruited for the 4 years. And those after these 4 years, they will leave also once they join the service. 4 years, the 75% will leave and 25% can continue for another 15 years as a permanent commissions. It will be available for both men and women. It is not only for the men. It will be available for both men and women in the age group of 17.5 and 21 will be the broad. But it later changed. The upper age limit was extended to 23 now. So many of the article was discussed about the minimum age, the qualification for minimum and maximum age was, many article mentioned only about 17 and 21, but recent changes, when you check the government data, government website, you can see that the upper age limit is extended to 23 years for the recruitment in the 2022. That is also, please remember, the below 17, that means 17 and a half age, and the maximum age limit is 23 years, available to both men and women. That is the fact we need to remember. And all the 3 services will be enrolled through the centralized online system. So digital, in online system, all the recruitment will be happening in the online system, and the campus interviews will be conducted by recognized technical colleges like Industrial Training Institute, National Skill Qualification Framework, and among others, which is government recognized any institutes. They will also do the campus interviews for the recruitment of the persons. And salary package is also announced under this scheme. You can see that first year salary, you can also see that in order to attract the youth to join in the Indian military forces, salary package is also announced. First year salary will be package of rupees 4.76. It's around 39,000 per month and 39,000 per month, and up to in the 4th year 6.92 lakhs at the 4th year. That is around 57,000. And post release also they will get some insurance package, some security package like Provident Fund, Seva Nidhi package will be there. Approximately around 12 lakhs of amount will be provided to them under the Seva Nidhi package. That means a financial package, income package is also announced by the government to motivate the youth to join these Agnipath recruitment schemes, or to join Indian Army forces of the Air Forces, Naval Forces, or the Army Forces. And there are other provisions like no income tax will be charged on Seva Nidhi, like there is like the Provident Fund, like pension fund. So they are having a saving account. So this will be contributed by the person themselves and the government also. Finally, after the 4 years, they will get some money out of this Seva Nidhi package. So this income which they got through the Seva Nidhi package will not be attracted any taxes. On the other hand, the salaries and the income they got will be applied by tax, will be applied to their income, the salaries they are getting, but the income on the tax which they got from the Seva Nidhi package, the Seva Nidhi package will not attract any tax on that. So please remember, salaries will have attract tax, but Seva Nidhi package or the payment will not attract the tax. Then there is also non-contributory insurance of rupees 48 lakhs. It also provides individual receive Agniveer skill certificate will be provided to them in order to promote or to get more jobs in the future times. After 4 years, they will leave the Indian Army. So then they also need a job again. For that also there will be an Agniveer skill certificate will be provided so that future job opportunities they can use these certificates. So this way it has been promoted, it has been motivated the youths, and more provisions also there in order to like it is also below 18 age. So when we consider child is below 0 to 18 in the most of the international laws also. To join in Indian Army, in the case of Agniveer recruit scheme, below if the candidate is below 18 years, the parent consent is will be mandated for those below 18 years. And they will also eligible for all gallantry award, including Paramveer Chakra also. Even though they are recruited for 4-year contract, but they are eligible for the gallantry award, including Paramveer Chakra. And Agniveer will be having a separate uniform. They will wear a distinctive insignia during the service of period. So this will be a new system only for the personnel below the officer rank, do not enjoying any commission position. Only the military personnel in the normal cases, below officers will be there. So this is a new system we are going to launch in this under the Agniveer recruitment schemes. But this was in the debate in the many contexts. It has pros and it has cons. It has a positive implication. It has negative implication. In India, we know that right to strike is not a fundamental right, but we can do the right to protest, but without affecting the public property. So by like throwing stones and breaking the railway, firing the railway, all it's are like we are breaking the public or destroying the public properties, which is not right actually. If we are going to protest anything in opposition, if we are not agreeing with the policies of the government, it is better to protest by non-violent method, of which is already the Gandhian methods of idea. If we follow the non-violent method, it is fine. But when we break the public property, it is the money we got from the public, and it is also not good. We have seen a lot of protest. That's why government is taking a lot of action against those who have attacked, those who have used the violent method in the protest, and they were barred from the in the service also. You have seen that all these aspirants who are preparing for the exam will be identified by the police and FIR will be registered. Those will be debarred from the getting the recruitment. These things you have heard about. The pros and the positive implication that it will be change in the fundamental change in the big military recruitment. It will be promoting the young people to take part of in the contribute in national building, take part in the military services, and it will also have an excellent financial deal for the soldiers who join through the Agniveer schemes. Like that, they will have a financial security. They are getting good income. They're also getting Seva Nidhi package after 4 years. Like once they done the service after 4 years, at the end of the 4 years, they will get the Seva Nidhi package, the saving which they contributed also, and government also contributed out of that. So this means ensuring their financial security. But the consequences that there is no any pilot scheme to evaluate the plan. We are going to launch it completely. There is no any pilot scheme, any prior scheme which is not tested here. And it will also weaken the military culture. Like you can see this analysis of the pros and cons. It will weaken the military culture, professionalism, combat spirit. You know that in order to be a combat in the soldier, in order to be a combatant in the field, he has to be trained by 7 to 8 years of long training. But in the case of this Agniveer, they are only doing the service for 4 years. So that is again a criticism that in order to be a combatant in the field of war or situations, it has to be trained by 7 to 8 years for a soldier. So again, that's the consequences, that the negative implication. Agniveer will be conscious about most of them will be seeking for a second job. Those who joined currently with the Agniveer will be having a seeking for a second job, a secondary job. It also result after that, like after 4 years, all of these youths will leave the service. Like it will be, if 100%, for example, 100 are recruited, 100 candidates are recruited. For example, 100 candidates are recruited to the Agniveer. After 4 years, 75 will be leaving the service, and 25 will continue. It's according to their performance also. 25 will continue, 75 will leaving after 4 years. After 4 years, That means they are youth also. The maximum age limit is 23. They're starting from, someone will be joined by 17-year-old or 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old. So after 4 years, they are again coming to the society, and they have to find a new job. So that means, according to the critical perspective, say that it also results into militarization of society. There are n number of youth are joining the military, and militarization. They are trained with the military training, everything they got, how to use the gun, etc. They things. So militarization society is also a challenge. And after 4 years, they coming to the public and without any job, and they have to find another job. So again, the unemployment rate can be increased. So unemployment challenges will be another the criticism of these schemes. When any mains questions come with regard to Agnipath, you can write about pros and consequences in this way. So these are the things you need to remember with regard to Agnipath scheme.